Dark clouds rolled across the alien sky. Lightning flashed in strange colors, blue, green, and even red. A small ship shook badly as it fell from the sky, smoke pouring from its back. Inside, a tiny baby dragon cried in fear. His golden wings were too small to fly. His claws scratched at the metal walls, but it was useless. The ship spun out of control, and no one answered his calls. The ship crashed deep inside the forbidden zone, an area of thick alien jungle that even adult dragons avoided. Giant plants reached for the sky. Sharp vines moved like snakes. Strange glowing eyes watched from the trees. Silence returned after the crash. Smoke rose from the wreck. The baby dragon, weak and bleeding, crawled from the broken door. He was barely the size of a large dog. His scales were scratched. One wing was torn. His tail dragged behind him. He gave a soft cry. His kind would hear it. Someone would come. Someone had to come. High above, the Karex patrol ships circled the area. They were dragon-like aliens, cold and proud. One of them looked down at the crash and scanned the wreck. A hatchling, the pilot said. Not worth it, the commander replied. It is weak. Let the jungle take it. But he's alive. Silence. We do not waste resources on broken things. And just like that, the ships turned away. The baby dragon watched them go, eyes full of pain and confusion. He gave a weak growl, then collapsed beside a strange glowing plant. The breath slowed. The light in his eyes faded. He was too small to survive alone, to hurt. Too forgotten, but somewhere far above, someone was listening. On an old cargo freighter passing near the edge of the Karex system, Human sat in his pilot's chair, drinking lukewarm coffee and watching blinking lights. His name was Alex Grant, and he was not a soldier or a hero, just a tired man doing supply runs between forgotten planets. His console beeped softly. A strange signal came through. He frowned and leaned closer. Help. Broken pain. Please. Alex sat up straight. That's not a Karex voice, he whispered. He traced the signal to a point on the surface. Forbidden zone. Crashed ship. Life form detected weak. Probably one of theirs. But something didn't feel right. He should have ignored it. Wasn't his problem, but the voice. That tiny voice. Alex looked at the screen, then at the picture of his daughter taped beside it. She had died years ago in a crash. No one came for her in time. He had never forgiven himself. He stood. Prep the drop pod, he said. His ship's AI blinked. Warning. Entry into Karex airspace is forbidden. It will shoot. Then they can try, Alex muttered. The drop pod shook as it entered the atmosphere. Fire danced across the glass. Alex gritted his teeth. Below, lightning danced over. The jungle. It looked alive. Dangerous. But he didn't turn back. He landed hard, smashing into the thick vines. Outside, the air was hot and heavy. The smell of burning metal and strange flowers mixed in the wind. Alex grabbed his gear, a plasma cutter, medkit, and a thermal blanket. He stepped into the jungle. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. He followed. The signal through the plants. His boots sank into soft mud. Giant bugs buzzed near his ears. At one point, a vine tried to grab his leg, but he cut it away. Then he saw it. The crash site. The small ship lay broken, half buried in roots. Smoke still rose. And there, curled up against a tree, was a tiny figure, golden scales, claws, a dragon. But a baby. Alex approached slowly. Little dragon twitched, eyes half closed. Its wing was bleeding. It gave a soft growl when it saw him, but it didn't move. It's okay, Alex said, kneeling down. I'm not here to hurt you. The dragon growled again, then coughed. A tiny puff of smoke came from its mouth. Then it went still. Alex worked fast. He wrapped the small creature in the thermal blanket and injected a pain blocker from the med kit. The dragon's breathing steadied. What happened to you? Alex whispered. He checked the wreck. Nothing useful, just broken tech and melted wires. He grabbed some supplies and carried the baby dragon into the jungle, looking for shelter. Hours passed. The jungle wasn't just dangerous, it was alive. Trees moved, Shadows followed him. At one point something large ran past, making the ground shake. But Alex kept going. He found a small cave near a rocky hill and made a fire. The dragon lay beside it, still wrapped. Its eyes opened now, and but it was too weak to move. Night came. Strange noises echoed from deep inside the trees. Alex sat beside the fire, rifle on his lap. Then the radio hissed. Human presence detected, a robotic voice said. Violation of Karik's law? Prepare for extraction. Alex froze. He looked up at the sky. Drones. Of course they'd send drones. He turned off the radio and sighed. Guess they know I'm here. In the trees above, something blinked. A blek. Drone watched from the branches, recording everything. Elsewhere, on a Karik's command ship, a general reviewed the footage. The human has rescued the hatchling, a soldier said. Why? The general asked. He has no connection. He is acting on emotion, a weakness. The general narrowed his eyes. Send a cleanup team, no witnesses, back in the cave. The dragon stirred. It opened its eyes and looked at Alex. It didn't growl this time. Alex noticed and smiled. You're awake. Good. You've got fire in you. The dragon blinked slowly. Then its tiny voice whispered, Why? Help. Alex was stunned. You can talk. The dragon gave a small nod. Speak. Little hurt. Much. Alex leaned closer. I helped because no one else did. That's not right. The dragon stared at him. They left me. I know. The two sat quietly as the fire crackled. Suddenly, a blast shook the ground. Alex jumped up, weapon ready.
Ow.
Red lights flashed in the trees. The Karik's cleanup team had arrived. Stay down, Alex told the dragon. He ran into the jungle, setting traps he had made from cargo wires and explosive charges. When the Karik soldiers entered, the first one triggered a wire. Boom. Blast knocked 3 of them into the air. Alex used the distraction to shoot 2 more with stun rounds. But there were too many. He ran back toward the cave. More blasts. Trees caught fire. The jungle screamed. A Karik soldier followed, roaring. He saw the baby dragon and raised his weapon. No. Alex shouted and dove between them. The blast hit his side. He fell, bleeding. The soldier aimed again, but before he could fire, a bright flash lit up the cave. Blue fire. The dragon stood, small but fierce, glowing with inner light, louder than before, and breathed a long stream of fire. The Karik soldier screamed and fell back, armor melting. Then silence. Alex coughed. The dragon ran to him, worry in its golden eyes. You did good, Alex whispered. Saved me, you. Saved first, the dragon said. Alex smiled weakly. Name's Alex. The dragon hesitated. Flint. Alex nodded. Flint. Nice. To meet you? Above, the Karik ship watched the footage in silence. A fire that burns blue, the general whispered. Impossible. They shut off the screen. This changes everything. Rain poured from the sky. It wasn't normal rain. It was thick, almost oily. It hissed when it touched metal, eating small holes in Alex's gear. The air smelled strange, like burnt plastic and rotten fruit. Everything in the jungle looked alive. Trees moved when no wind blew. The ground shifted, breathing slowly like a living beast. Alex sat near the cave entrance, wrapping his injured side with cloth torn from his jacket. The plasma burn from the Karik soldier was deep, but not deadly, not yet. Flint, the baby dragon, rested beside him. His golden scales were darker now, scorched by the fire he had breathed. His blue eyes glowed softly. Metal's breaking down faster than I expected, Alex muttered, checking his equipment. His scanner flickered, full of static. The energy cell on his rifle was leaking. Even the medkit was corroded. Flint watched him closely. Jungle eats machines. I'm starting to believe that, Alex said. He checked the small rations left in his pack, 2 protein bars and a half-empty water pouch. We need food and a better place to hide. If the Kariks are hunting us, they'll send more. Stood shakily. I can fly. Short, if you help. Alex smiled slightly. It's not bad for a kid they left to die. Flint looked away. They said, I was broken. You're not broken, Alex said. You're alive. That's more than they expected. He left the cave, moving deeper into the jungle. Alex used a stick as a walking cane. Flint flew. In small bursts, guiding them through strange glowing plants and giant trees that looked like claws reaching for the sky. Strange creatures watched from the shadows. Insects the size of dogs clicked their jaws. Long lizard-like things slithered across branches with too many eyes, but none attacked. Flint's fire scared them away. After an hour, they reached an old wreck, a crashed ship, half buried in vines. Not Carrick's. It's not human. Something older. Alex's eyes widened. I've never seen this design before. Smells ancient. Flint said. Alex crawled inside the twisted metal. Air was dry. He found old storage crates, mostly empty. But one contained sealed water packets, and another had a half-working energy cell. It buzzed when he touched it, but still held power. He grinned. This will keep my rifle alive for at least a few hours. They set up camp inside the wreck, using melted panels as shields against the rain. Flint curled beside Alex, wings wrapped around himself like a blanket. I remember. Fire, Flint whispered. Not just mine. Big fire. Long ago. Alex turned to him. What do you mean? Before I hatched. I saw things. Dragons. Not like Carrick's, bigger, brighter, fighting beside humans. Alex stared. Humans. Flint nodded. Like dreams. But real. Alex remembered the symbols carved into the stone in the previous cave. Human and dragon side by side, fighting together, protecting something. The wind outside howled. Suddenly, a rustling noise came from the trees. Alex raised his rifle. Flint stood up, growling. From the darkness, something stepped forward. Not an animal. A humanoid machine, rusted and broken. Its chest glowed faintly. Its voice was old, full of static. Human and dragon, bonded again. Alex and Flint both froze. The machine stepped closer and knelt. You must leave. They're coming. Who's coming? Alex asked. Carrick's? Death team. 3 hours away, they bring plasma fog. Kills everything. Melts minds. Flint shivered. The machine's arms sparked. I was left to watch. Protect the bond if it ever returned. You must reach the core tower. Old ruins. North safe zone. Shielded from fog. Where's the tower? Alex asked. The machine pointed with its shaky hand. Follow the blue roots. Always the blue roots. Then it stopped moving. Dead. Alex looked at Flint. You okay? The dragon didn't speak for a moment. Then he said, We should go. They packed what little they had and moved quickly. The jungle got darker and strange blue vines began to appear, glowing faintly under their feet. Flint flew ahead, guiding the way, while Alex limped after him. They reached a river of black water. The roots crossed it like a bridge. Alex stepped carefully, holding his breath. Below, glowing fish with teeth swam in circles. Halfway across, the water shifted. Something rose from it, a giant worm-like beast. Made of slime and bone, opened a mouth full of rotating fangs. It hissed and lashed at them. Flint roared and breathed. Blue fire. The flames hit the creature's face. It screamed and sank back under the water. Alex breathed hard. You're getting stronger. Flint's wings fluttered. Feels like the fire is changing. They crossed and continued. Behind them, in the distance, loud engines rumbled. The Carrick's death team had entered the jungle. Drones flew overhead, scanning everything at last. Just before nightfall, they saw it, the top of a massive stone tower covered in moss and vines. Symbols glowed on its surface, the same ones from the cave. Human, dragon. Together, Alex and Flint reached the entrance, pushing past thick roots. Inside, it was cool and dry. Lights came on as they walked, sensing their presence. Old tech, Alex muttered. But it still works. Inside the tower were murals, dragons of fire, Humans with armor, spaceships shaped like wings, a forgotten history. Flint stared in silence. I came from them. Alex touched a panel. It lit up, showing a map of the galaxy and a war long ago. The Kariks had betrayed the dragons, taken control, erased the truth. Suddenly the tower shook outside. The sky turned red. "They're here," Alex said. Flint's eyes flared with blue light. "Then I fight." "No," Alex said. "We hold the tower." Shielded. But the Kariks didn't attack right away. Instead, they sent a message through the tower's speakers. "Human, surrender the hatchling. You will be spared." Alex stepped forward. "You had your chance to save him. Your actions violate interstellar law. That dragon is a threat. It's a child. He's a weapon." Flint stepped beside Alex. "I am not yours." The Kark's voice grew cold. "Then you both die." The red fog began to spread. But as it reached the tower, the air shimmered. The old shield activated, stopping the gas. Alex looked around. This place, it was made to protect something. And the ground shook again, not from bombs. Under the tower, something stirred. A hidden platform opened, revealing a giant glowing orb. "What is that?" Alex asked. Flint stepped closer. "A memory." The orb pulsed. Images flashed: humans riding dragons across space, burning fleets, saving worlds, then betrayal. The dragons broken. The humans scattered. Only a few escaped. The Kariks won. The orb dimmed. Flint's body glowed with the same light. "This was my home," Alex stared. "You're not just any dragon. You're from them, the old ones." Flint nodded. "I remember now. My fire is not just heat, it's change." Outside, the Kariks prepared for one final strike. Inside, Flint closed his eyes. Blue fire filled the tower. Not burning. Healing. Machines reactivated. Shields strengthened. The walls glowed with ancient power. Alex stood beside him, rifle ready. "Let them come." Wind howled through the tower's stone halls. Outside, the red fog still spread across the jungle, killing everything it touched. But inside the ancient tower, Alex and Flint were safe. For now. The blue energy shield around the structure held strong, humming quietly like a sleeping beast. Alex sat near the wall, cleaning his rifle. He winced as he moved. His side injury still hadn't healed properly. Flint stood nearby, staring at the glowing orb in the floor, the one that had shown him his forgotten memories. His golden scales were brighter now, and blue flames sometimes danced along his spine without burning him. "You okay?" Alex asked. Flint didn't answer at first, and he said softly, "They're afraid of me." Alex looked up. "They should be." Flint shook his head. "Not because I'm dangerous. Because I remember." Alex nodded. "Yeah. You're proof they lied." Flint's wings twitched. "What if I'm not ready? What if I lose control?" "You won't," Alex said. "You already made the right choice. It's more than most." Before Flint could reply, a loud cracking sound echoed outside. Something had landed. Alex jumped to his feet and raised his weapon. Flint's eyes narrowed, blue fire building in his throat. Alex looked through a broken window, black-armored. Karik soldiers were dropping into the jungle with hoverpacks, but they weren't just drones or scouts. These were assassins, elite, silent, fast, trained to kill without mercy. "They're not sending drones this time," Alex said. "They're sending killers," Flint growled. "Let them come." "No," Alex said. "They won't attack the tower head-on. They'll wait in the trees, surround us, try to sneak in." He checked the shield controls. "It's holding. But if even one of them gets inside," Flint turned, "then we fight in the trees." Alex raised an eyebrow. "You want to go out there?" Flint nodded. "They hide. They strike from shadows. But the jungle speaks to me now. I hear its breath. I feel its roots." Alex looked at him, unsure. "I'll be fast," Flint said. "You set traps?" Alex grinned. "Now you're talking." "My language." They split up. Alex stayed near the tower, placing old traps using scavenged wires, pressure plates, and even some of the tower's ancient tech. He built small energy mines near the entrances and sharp spike pits hidden under fake leaves. Flint flew above, his wings quiet as he passed through the jungle trees. He listened. He watched. And soon, he saw them. 3 Carix assassins moved silently between branches, their black armor blending into the dark. One of them stopped and sniffed the air. Then his head turned straight toward Flint. Flint shot. Up into the sky, just as a bolt of plasma passed where he had been a second before. The forest exploded into chaos. The Carix hunters activated stealth fields, vanishing from sight. But Flint could still hear them. He could feel the heat of their bodies. He roared, filling the trees with blue light, breaking their cloaking for a second. Below, Alex watched the light flash and shook his head. He muttered, "Crazy kid." 2 Carix soldiers broke from the trees near the tower. They moved fast, too fast. One stepped on a hidden plate. Boom! A burst of energy threw him into the air, limbs flying. The second dove aside, landing near a spike pit. But before he could recover, Alex stepped out and shot him twice in the chest. He dropped. 2 down, Alex whispered. Above Flint battled the last assassin. The Carix flew using a jetpack, fast and skilled, firing plasma darts from his arms. Flint dodged left, then dove under the assassin and shot up again, releasing. A burst of blue fire had hit the jetpack. The Carix spun out of control and crashed through the trees, smashing into the roots below. Flint landed hard nearby, wings spread wide. The Carix staggered to his feet and drew a blade. "You're a mistake," the alien hissed. "A weakling." Flint's eyes narrowed. Not anymore. The Carix charged. Flint waited then. Moved fast. He dodged the first strike and whipped his tail, knocking the blade aside. The second strike grazed his wing, but Flint didn't stop. He jumped, bit into the Carix's arm and twisted. The soldier screamed. Flint let go, took one step back, and breathed blue fire right into the Carix's chest. When the light faded, only ash remained. Alex walked up, limping. "You okay?" Flint's breathing was heavy. "I didn't know I could move like that." Alex placed a hand on his shoulder. Neither did they. The jungle went quiet. The Carix were gone. But the red fog still moved in the distance. Wrapping around dead trees like blood, they returned to the tower. Inside, the orb pulsed again. Images flashed, more memories. Humans and dragons working together, not just as allies, but as family. Shared homes, shared battles, shared trust. Alex stared. Why would the Carix erase this? What were they so afraid of? Flint stepped forward. They can't control what they don't understand, so they burned the truth. But someone built this place to protect it, Alex said. They wanted us to find it. Suddenly the orb changed. A voice echoed, old but clear. "If you hear this, the bond has returned. That means hope survives. But beware, the flame must choose. If the fire wakes, it cannot be undone." Flint's eyes widened. "What does it mean?" "I don't know," Alex said, "but I think you're the key." Just then, the tower shook again, but not from an attack. From underground, the floor cracked. A deep rumble echoed through the stones. A hidden stairway opened beneath the orb. Alex grabbed his gear. "I guess we go deeper." They descended slowly. The walls were lined with glowing stone, filled with carvings of dragons, breathing blue fire, not to destroy but to shape. Mountains, cities, stars. The hallway ended at a giant chamber. Inside stood a machine, huge, ancient, and dragon-shaped. Its core glowed faintly. Flint stepped closer. This was the last fire forge. Alex raised an eyebrow. "What's a fire forge?" Flint placed his claw on the machine, and the whole room lit up. Flames danced on the walls, blue, red, and gold. Symbols spun around Flint's body. The scales shimmered, and his wings stretched wide. The forge recognized him. A voice spoke again, chosen flame. "Do you accept the bond?" Flint turned to Alex. "What does it mean?" he asked. Alex looked at him carefully. It's your choice. But whatever it is, you won't face it alone. Flint closed his eyes. I accept. The forge exploded with light. When it faded, Flint had changed. He was bigger, stronger. His eyes glowed with power. Not just fire, something deeper, something ancient. Alex stared. You look like the dragons from the old stories. Flint nodded slowly. I remember them now, and I remember what must be done. Alex's radio crackled. Kirk's voice. We lost contact with all soldiers. Is the hatchling secured? Another voice replied. Negative. The human still protects it. We must inform the council. The flame has awakened. Far above, Kark's high command listened. Fear spread in their cold hearts. Begin full protocol. Destroy the planet if you must, but stop the flame. Alex and Flint stood in the forge, unaware of the danger gathering, but they were ready. Together. The tower was quiet now. The forge had gone dark. The walls no longer glowed, but the fire still lived inside Flint. Alex stood at the top of the tower, looking through a broken panel at the jungle below. Red fog still rolled through the trees, like a slow wave of death, but the blue shield protected them. For now, behind him, Flint practiced with his wings. He was larger now, not huge, but definitely stronger. His claws were sharper, his eyes brighter, and his fire, colder. It didn't just burn, it cut, it carved. Alex turned around. You feel different. Flint nodded. I am. Alex tossed him a piece of metal. Melt this. Flint breathed softly. A thin stream of blue fire passed over it, but the metal didn't melt. It changed, became smooth and clear like crystal. Alex stared. What the hell? My fire doesn't just destroy anymore, Flint said. It creates, shapes, builds. Alex stepped back. So the Karks were scared of that. The power to make something new. They fear what they can't control. Flint said, they control by fear, by rules, by silence. But I remember now, that's not our way. Before Alex could respond, a loud boom echoed through the forest. The tower shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Alex ran to the edge and looked out. Karks landers, 4 of them. Each one dropped soldiers, not scouts, not assassins. Full armored squads, mechs, flamethrowers, drones. Flint stepped beside him. They're here to end it. They're here to end you, Alex corrected. And I'm just the guy standing in the way. Flint looked at him. Then let's show them why that's a mistake. Alex grinned. Now you sound like me. They moved fast. Flint flew out first, scouting from above. He dodged plasma shots and fired thin bursts of blue fire, breaking drone wings and melting gun barrels. Meanwhile, Alex used the terrain. He knew the jungle now. He had memorized every route, every rock, every fallen log. He built traps with what little tech he had left. Tripwires tied to ancient energy cells. Spike bombs hidden in old Kark's armor, and one special trap made from the crystal flint. Had shaped, the Kark soldiers moved forward in perfect formation, scanning, calculating, until one stepped on a vine. Boom, the blast was small, but it sent a shockwave through their system. Their scanners went blind for a full 10 seconds. In those 10 seconds, Flint dropped from the sky and slammed into a mech, ripping it in half with fire and claw. Alex sniped a commander through a tree branch. One shot. Clean. Fast. Then he ran. Not back, but through the line. A soldier fired and missed. Alex slid under the plasma bolt, dropped a spike mine, rolled away. The mine exploded. 3 more went down, but there were still too many. A Kark's mech turned its cannon and aimed at Flint. Target acquired. Eliminating anomaly. Too late. The cannon fired. But instead of running, Flint caught the blast. His wings wrapped around him, and the fireball hit and vanished. Alex blinked. What the? Flint opened his wings again. The blue flame shimmered across his body. Like armor, he took a deep breath and released a massive burst of fire. The Kark's mech didn't just burn, it melted into nothing. Gone. Silence followed. The remaining Karks began to fall back, but one of them, the leader, stepped. Forward. He removed his helmet. Underneath was an old dragon face, cold, cracked, and full of scars. "I am High Executor Vorn," he said. "You are a mistake, hatchling. Sickness we thought was cured." Flint stared at him. "You left me to die." "We left you because you are part of the old fire," Vorn said. "That fire was wild. Broke our order. We fixed that. Till—" You fear what you don't understand," Flint said. Vorn's eyes narrowed. "No. I understand it perfectly. The bond between human and dragon. It destroyed empires." He looked at Alex. "And you," he growled, "are the last mistake." Alex raised his rifle. "You first." Vorn roared and lunged. He moved like lightning, plasma claws slicing through trees. Flint tackled him mid-dash air. They hit the ground hard. Fire met fire. Old strength met new rage. Alex watched from above, trying to find a clear shot, but the two dragons moved too fast. Sparks flew. Rocks cracked. Finally, Vorn pinned Flint. "You think you've changed?" he hissed. "But you're still a child." Flint growled, fire building in his chest. "I'm more than that." His blue fire exploded upward, throwing Vorn across the battlefield. Alex saw his chance. He aimed and fired, hitting Vorn's leg. The old dragon stumbled. Flint charged. One claw swipe, one roar, one final blast of fire. Vorn was gone. The other Kurik's soldiers stopped. They looked at Flint, then at Alex, and dropped their weapons. They didn't speak. They just turned and left. Not out of fear, but because they knew. The bond had returned. Flint stood still. His claws dug into the cracked jungle ground. Smoke rose from the battlefield. The last of the Karik soldiers had left, not defeated by force, but by fear. Not of death, but of truth. Alex walked toward Flint, limping from his earlier wounds. His shirt was torn, and his face was covered in dirt, but he smiled. "You did it," he said. Flint looked down at his claws. "I didn't know I could. I just felt the fire inside. It told me what to do." Alex placed a hand on his shoulder. "You listened. That's what matters." Flint stared at the sky. The red fog was fading. The jungle, once full of death, now felt quiet. Still, but deep inside him, something stirred. A heat not from anger, but from memory. That night they returned to the ancient tower. The blue shield flickered as they stepped inside. Alex sat by the stone wall, wrapping his side with fresh cloth. Flint lay beside the glowing orb. In the center it pulsed again, slowly, gently. "Why did they fear us?" Flint asked softly. Alex glanced at the orb, because humans and dragons were strongest together. Flint looked down. "Then why did they forget?" "They didn't forget," Alex said. "The Kariks made them forget. They rewrote history, burned books, destroyed records, erased your kind from every system they controlled." Flint's blue eyes glowed, but not all. "No," Alex said, "not all." The orb pulsed stronger now. Flint stepped closer. The carvings on the walls lit up, stories told in glowing symbols. This time, the vision was different, not war, but peace. Dragons flying beside human ships, cities, built from fire and steel, children. Human and dragon, growing up together. The bond wasn't just power. It was family, Flint whispered. "I remember them. The ones before me. They lit stars with their fire. They healed planets. They protected the weak." Alex's voice was soft. "So what happened?" Flint answered with pain in his voice. "Dragons wanted control. Some humans wanted war. The Kariks came from that chaos. They broke the bond and called it peace." The room darkened. The orb dimmed. Then, something changed. A platform rose from the floor. Inside it sat an egg. Black with blue veins. Glowing, Alex frowned. "Another dragon?" "No," Flint said. "A choice." The walls shook gently as a voice returned, not spoken, but felt deep inside both of them. Only one born of fire may choose to awaken the others. Flint stepped toward the egg. "It's like me, but asleep." Alex stood slowly. Are there more like it? Flint nodded. All over the galaxy. Hidden. Waiting. But they need you to wake them? Yes. Alex looked at him closely. You sure you're ready? Flint took a deep breath. I don't feel like a hatchling anymore. He reached forward and touched the egg with his claw. The room exploded with light. Not heat, life. The egg glowed brighter. It floated in the air and cracked open. From it came a small spark, not a creature, but a flame that danced like a heartbeat. Flint closed his eyes. The spark entered him. For a moment, everything stopped. Alex held his breath. Then Flint opened. His eyes again. They weren't just blue now. They were ancient. I can feel them, he whispered. Across the stars, sleeping, forgotten, but still alive. Alex blinked. You're saying you can wake them? Alex looked around. The glowing chamber. Then what happens? Flint looked up, his voice calm but firm.
Oh.
Then we bring the truth back. One flame at a time. Psst. Outside the tower, the jungle began to change. The trees stood straighter. The red fog pulled away, and far across the galaxy on distant hidden worlds, eggs began to glow in the dark. The fire had returned, but the Kariks knew, and they would do anything to stop it. A cold wind swept through the jungle. The blue light above the ancient tower faded, and the silence returned, not from fear, but from memory. Flint sat still in the center chamber, his wings folded tight, eyes glowing like blue stars. The spark from the egg had become part of him now. He was no longer just a survivor. He was a symbol, a spark meant to light many more. Alex walked slowly around the room, studying the carvings on the stone walls. There were thousands of them, layered in circles. And then he saw something strange. A carving of a human. Not just any human. It looked exactly like a modern soldier. Wearing Earth armor from the old Terran Defense Force, Alex stepped closer. That's impossible. Flint looked up. What is it? This armor, Alex said. It's human, but not ancient. That model was used just 2 centuries ago. But this place is older than that, Flint said. Thousands of years. Alex nodded slowly. That means someone came here after the war. After the bond was broken, Flint rose to his feet. Someone tried to bring it back. The orb in the center of the room pulsed again, but this time, instead of showing a vision, it created a door. Stone slid aside, revealing a staircase spiraling downward into darkness. Alex raised his weapon, just in case. Well, we've come this far. Flint smiled. Let's finish it. They descended into the heart of the tower. Down below, the air was colder.
Silent.
As if the very ground was holding its breath. The tunnel opened into a large, circular room, dimly lit by glowing blue crystals.
Oh.
In the center stood a single stone pedestal. On it sat a metal cube, simple, old, and silent. Alex approached it. The cube suddenly clicked. A hologram appeared. It showed a human, a woman in a long coat, holding a dragon hatchling in her arms. She looked tired, dirty, but strong. She began to speak. If you're seeing this, it means someone survived. Someone remembered. Her voice echoed in the chamber. My name is Captain Alira Wren of Earth's Last Flame Division. We tried to bring the dragons back. We failed. The Kariks destroyed our fleet, scattered the eggs, burned every record. But they couldn't burn the truth. The image shifted, now showing humans and dragons fighting together on burning worlds, defending helpless colonies. We weren't just partners, Alira said. We were family. The bond was real, and that's why they feared it. The hologram flickered. I don't know who you are, but if you've made it here, then it means hope still lives. Wake the fire. Restore the bond. Don't let them win. The image vanished. Flint stood frozen, eyes wide. She remembered. Alex said nothing at first, then he whispered, so did we. Suddenly, an alarm blared. The blue crystals turned red. Flint turned toward the tunnel. They're coming. Alex grabbed his gear. Who? Not soldiers, Flint said. Something worse. Outside, the sky turned black. Shadows flew across the clouds. From above, giant black ships descended. Carrick's memory erasers. Machines built to destroy places of truth, not with bombs, but with silence. "They're going to erase this tower," Alex said. Flint's voice was steady. "They want to erase me." Alex looked him in the eye. "Then it's time to show them you remember everything." They rushed to the surface. The tower shook as the first beam from the eraser ship struck its shield. The blue light held, but cracks appeared. Flint stood at the top of the tower, facing the sky. Alex joined him, rifle ready. "You sure about this?" he asked. "I don't want war," Flint said. "I want memory. I want truth." "Then light it up," Alex said. Flint closed his eyes. His chest glowed. His wings spread wide. The spark from the egg rose from within him, floating above his head. Then his fire burst out blue, gold, and white, lighting the sky. Across the jungle, ancient ruins answered. Hidden towers flickered to life. Shields rose. Echoes of the past awakened. The Carrick's eraser ship paused. Its beam stopped. Its systems clit. Then a signal burst from the tower. A wave of fire and memory. Not a weapon. A message. Every Carrick's soldier in orbit received the same vision. Dragons and humans side by side, not as conquerors, but as protectors. Some dropped their weapons. Some fell to their knees. And far away on a cold Carrick's moon, an elder watched the transmission. "This cannot be," he whispered. "The flame has remembered." Back on the tower, Flint fell to one knee, breathing hard. Alex caught him. "You okay?" Flint nodded weakly. "I sent it to everyone, not just here." Alex smiled. "Then it's done." "No," Flint said softly. "It's only begun." Smoke curled in the distance. The jungle was quiet, but the silence wasn't peace. It was the stillness before a storm, above the clouds. Carrick's warships formed a wall in the sky. Their black metal hulls stretched for miles. No stars could be seen through them. It had only one mission now: erase the flame and erase Flint. Inside the tower, Flint sat with his eyes closed, wings wrapped tight around him. The fire inside him pulsed low, calm, steady, and waiting. Alex stood by. The entrance, checking his weapon, he had called for help using the ancient beacon Flint had reactivated. But no answer had come. "They're blocking transmissions," Alex said. "No one's coming." Flint opened his eyes. "Someone will." Alex looked at him. "You sure?" Flint nodded slowly. They heard the memory. They saw the truth. Not all of them will hide. Then the tower shook. The sky lit up red. The first Carrick's assault beam struck the outer jungle. Tearing trees from the ground like paper, Flint stood. "They're not here to fight. They're here to end." Alex raised his gun. "Then we make them remember the cost." They moved outside. The blue shield around the tower shimmered. It was strong, but not unbreakable. Dozens of drones dropped. From the sky, black machines with razor wings and glowing red eyes. They circled the tower like vultures. Flint took a breath and let his fire rise. But this time, something felt different. The flame wasn't just inside him, it was around him. From the jungle, hidden fires lit up, small at first, then brighter. Stones cracked open, old machines powered on. From the shadows, shapes began to rise. Small dragons, half-grown, weak forgotten, but alive. Flint turned, stunned. They woke up. Alex grinned. "You lit the signal." They followed it. The young dragons looked at Flint, waiting, trusting. He spread his wings. "Don't fight with anger. Fight with truth." The air filled with blue fire. The drones dove. Flint flew upward, flames trailing behind him like a comet. The young dragons followed. Alex watched from the tower's edge, firing shot after shot as drones closed in. He didn't stop, not for breath, not for fear. Above, Flint met the lead drone in midair. He spun, claws cutting it in two. Fire burst from his mouth, ripping through three more. The sky became a battlefield. But it wasn't just machines versus dragons. It was silence versus memory. Each young dragon let out a roar, not of pain, but of history, and their roars echoed across the world. Then, the Karik ship changed tactics. From its center, a large pod dropped. It landed near the tower in a cloud of smoke and ash. When it opened, a tall figure stepped out. Not a robot, a Korik's general, silver armor, black skin, and cold, glowing white eyes. Flint landed hard, facing him. "You're too late. The flame is alive." The general's voice was like ice. "You are not the flame. You are a spark. Sparks can be crushed." He raised a strange weapon, a cube-shaped device that began to spin. Flint felt pain shoot through his chest. His fire dimmed. He stumbled. Alex rushed forward and fired, but the bullets bounced off a shield around the general. Flint dropped to one knee. The other dragons cried out. The general stepped forward. "Your fire's linked. I silence one. I silence all." Alex gritted his teeth. Not all. He tossed something to Flint. The old cube, the one from Captain Elira. Flint caught it. It glowed. Bright dot. The general hesitated. "What is that?" Flint smiled. "Memory." The cube burst open and light exploded from it. Visions shot out across the sky. Humans riding dragons, defending planets, rescuing the dying, healing the broken. 1,000 years of truth. The other dragons stood tall. Their fire roared back, and Flint rose, his body covered in glowing fire. He leapt forward, and the general screamed in a blast of light. Flint's flame met the general's shadow. The ground cracked, the sky turned blue. Silence. Then, the warship above shattered. Not from fire, from refusal. The Karik soldiers inside had stopped fighting. They had seen, they had remembered, and they chose not to erase. Flint stood breathing hard, his fire dimmed to a calm glow. Around him, the jungle was still. Safe. Alex walked to him, his face dirty, bruised, but smiling. "You burned the sky," he said. Flint looked up. "No," he said quietly. "Lit it." The jungle was still burning, not from war, but from light. Blue fire glowed gently across the ruined ground. The tower stood tall, though cracked. The sky above, once full of black ships, was now clear. Stars were visible again, real stars. Alex sat near the edge of the cliff, looking up at them. He held his helmet in his hands, dusty and cracked. Beside him, Flint rested. His wings were folded, his eyes half closed. The flame inside him no longer raged. It breathed, steady, warm, alive. "They left," Alex said quietly. Flint nodded. They saw the truth. The Kariks don't forget easily. But when they remember, they stop running. From the trees behind them, young dragons slowly stepped out. Joining Flint, their scales were different. Some gold, some green, some dark as obsidian. But their eyes glowed the same blue light. Alex stood up and faced them. "You're free. Now, all of you." Flint stepped forward. "They are more than free. They are flameborn." One of the young dragons, smaller than the rest, looked up at Alex. "You are the one who came when no one else did," she said softly. Alex smiled. "I just picked up a signal." Flint laughed. "He's being modest." The small dragon tilted her head. "Will you stay?" Alex looked out at the stars. "I have to report what happened. Earth needs to know the truth. It's not just stories. Proof. But I'll come back." He looked at Flint. "And next time, it's not alone." Flint stepped forward and touched his forehead gently to Alex's shoulder. A glowing mark appeared for a second, then vanished. "What was that?" Alex asked. Flint smiled. "A bond. It cannot be broken. Wherever you go, the flame will find you." From the sky, a faint signal beeped. Alex tapped his communicator. "It's them. Finally got through." The voice on the other end was full of static, but clear enough. "Lieutenant Alex Reyes. Is that you?" We received some kind of transmission. Are you okay? Alex replied calmly. I'm not just okay, I found something. He looked at the dragons. The future. No, he corrected himself. I found someone. The ship confirmed his pickup location. ETA. 10 minutes. Flint nodded. Go, tell your world. Alex turned to leave, but then paused. Do you think they'll believe me? Flint's eyes glowed. It doesn't matter. Alex raised an eyebrow. Flint continued, because when the time comes, they'll see it with their own eyes. As the pickup shuttle descended from the stars, dust rose across the broken stones. The dragons stepped back into the jungle. Flint was last to disappear. Alex stood tall in the rising wind. He came to save one helpless dragon. He was leaving with the hope of a future of dragons and humans, side by side, not in war, but in flame, the flame of truth, the flame of memory, the flame that never dies.